Now, after the pointing out, which happened on the 5th, the state, when I say the state now, I'm referring to the side of the police. The police were then able to form a reasonable suspicion on the content of the information on the confession, and the pointing out the state then form a reasonable suspicion that indeed here, definitely accused number 1 has got a case to answer in relation to the death of Senzo Meyiwa.
Usuthi ngemuva kwelanga la nge-5 ngemuva ukuthi ke enze i-confession bese futhi kwakade khona i-confession kade khona ke futhi wakhonjwa khona ke lapho ke futhi usuthi amaphoyisa aba ney'nsolo ezibalethela ukuthi yena ke unecala kumele aphendule kulo mayelana nokushona kukaSenzo Meyiwa.
That suspicion or belief, my lord, was there, but it was not the end. As I've said earlier, we needed to follow up things that are mentioned, which we did on the confession, to corroborate it. But also then there were other investigations in the very same matter where witnesses in the hostel and different places were then interviewed and subsequently statements taken. So there was a whole lot of investigation taking place around this period of the confession. It was not just the confession and the pointing out. There were other investigations in support of the confession, and where there's contradiction, where we discovered that this is not accurate, my lord.
Athi yebo khona ke kunjalo ke ngemuva kade khona i-confession kade ikhona ke futhi nolwazi kade benalo ke futhi nofakazi nolwazi lofakazi kade benalo ke malana nodaba lama-statement athathiwe kuba kufakazi basehostele futhi nokubanye kofakazi athi yebo kunjalo ke basala ke emuva ke umhlala lokho noma ulwazi lolo kade benalo ke.
Yes, my lord. But also the other part is that, as I've said also previously, that it was in conjunction with the NPA, because there was that at that stage it was a procedural-driven investigation. So we will then share notes and follow up on certain things as well.
Athi lapho ke kade besebenzisana nhlangothi labeshushisi ngesikhathi kade besenza lolu cwaningo lwabo noma lokusesha kwabo ke lapho ke la kade beqhuphulana khona kumalana nolwazi kade benalo ke.
Yes, my lord. That's my bit.
Thank you. So if I were to capture what you've just said now, is that subsequent to the making of the confession and the pointing out by accused number 1, you had to go and find some corroboration with regard to what was contained in the confession, and that you did in conjunction with the directives or the assistance by the prosecutors from the DPP.
But usho ukuthi ngemuva ukuthi kade khona i-confession kade khona ke lapho futhi nokhonjwa kakhe kumsolo oqala shutho lapho kade usebenzisana khona ke nohlangothi lwabeshushisi ngenhloso yokuthi nina ke nithole lokho nakuthola.
So, my lord, so what I'm saying is that in the midst of that investigation, so subsequent to the confession, there were other investigations pertaining this matter that was embarked upon. And in embarking in that process, such was discussed with the NPA as they were part of the investigation, but not necessarily to say in the confession they said this and this. It was a vast investigation, but obviously as you collect and you seek guidance, you will then communicate with the prosecution, and then you will get guidance, and then you will follow up. But it was not one isolated. As we're embarking or looking at accused number 1, we're also looking at accused number 2 at the time in terms of the cold case analysis. So it was vast. But insofar as accused 1 is concerned, it was the things that were mentioned in the confessions that we were following up and trying to collaborate it, the DNA, for example, the analysis, etc. my lord.
Athi lapho kade besenza kusesha kucala labo malana nodaba oluningi ke lapho ke futhi bavama ukuthi baxhayele phansi ke nohlangothi lwabeshushisi la kade bekhuluma khona ke futhi bephana ke izeluleko noma mhlambe ingcebiso zokuthi kumele benze kanjani ke noma mhlambe amagama ukuthi kumele besebenze kanjani ke mayicala leli ke ngoba kade bengasebenzi bodwana kuphela futhi ngemuva kwekudaba le-confession futhi nodaba lokuthi kade khonjwe khona ke lapho ke bona bebazama ukuxhumanisa kofakazi babo okade bephethe mayana nomsolo oqala futhi nomsolo wesibili mayana namacala la kade benawo ke babeza ukuthi cold case ngolimi lwesingisi.
Yes, my lord.
Brigadier, in essence, what I'm saying is the information that was contained in the confession by accused number 1 and the information that was in the pointing out or the pointing out itself basically served as a springboard to widen the scope of investigation, and which is the reason why then we had to go and search for other information just to confirm if what is contained in the confession is what should have been.
Bazathi usho ukuthi udaba le-confession noma ulwazi ade likhona ngaphakathi kwe-confession futhi nodaba lokuthi kade khonjiwe khona lapho umsolo oqala-ke ilona eladonsa-ke uphenya kwicala lenu la kade wona kade wahamba khona-ke bese wenza isiqiniseko sokuthi-ke empeleni nangeqiniso lokhu okukhulunywa kule confession kuyahambisana nalokhu kade ukusesha noma kade ukuphenya.
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kuyiqiniso.
Thank you, sir. Now, accused number 1 gets arrested on the 1st, on the 30th. On the 1st, he allegedly makes a confession before Colonel Mboto. And then on the 5th, he makes allegedly pointing out before Colonel Khadebe.
Bathi-ke waboshwa kumsola ngelanga lange-31 bese lapho kwenza i-confession ngelanga lokuqala-ke eyenza uColonel Mboto-ke bese ngelanga lange-5 wahamba ukhomba-ke lapho-ke khonjiswa the name of the officer council on the
Khadebe.
constable umnumzana
not constable.
I apologize.
I think it should be Colonel
wathi
Khadebe.
ucathi mhlambi lapho-ke isilungiso lapho-ke ucathi mhlambi uColonel Khadebe.
So the dates, my lord, maybe to put them in the correct context.
Yes.
Context. The confession was made on the 31st. I'm sorry, on the 30th. Or confession that was made on the 30th, my lord, 30 is the one that was made to Colonel Mboto.
Bathi confession kawayenza-ke ngelanga lange-30 le ayenza-ke ayenziswa kumnumzana uColonel Mboto.
And then the first, as I said, is court appearance. No events took place insofar as the confession is concerned, and then the formal pointing out was then done on the 5th by Colonel Khadebe, correctly so, my lord.
Bathi ngelanga lokuqala ngeminyaka kaJune kunyanga kaJune ngomnyaka ka-2020 kula kade aqala khona kuvela ngaphambi kwenkantolo asethembisa necala lakhe kade abukane nalo-ke leli kade bemlethele lona enkantolo icala lokudayisa idakamizwa noma lokutholakala inedakamizwa kulona-ke futhi lapho kumnumzana constable Khadebe la kade ahambe naye Colonel Khadebe ngelanga lange-5 zakaJune kula kade ekhomba khona-ke.
Yes, that's that. I just wanted to assist on the first, on the date of the first.
No, I do admit, I said on the 1st, that's when the confession was made. It was actually on the 30th. You're correct, yes.
Correct.
Now, between the period of the 5th, which is the day on which accused number 1 made his pointing out to, or in the presence of Colonel Khadebe, and the date on which accused number 2 was arrested, which is the 16th of July, 16th June 2020. Is there anything of importance that you can bring to the attention of this court as it relates to accused number 1?
Bathi ngemuva kwelanga lange-5 zakaJune la kade ekhomba khona-ke umsola oqala futhi uzofinceka ilanga lange-16 ngenyanga kaJune ngesikhathi kushwa kumsola wesibili-ke lapho-ke ngabe khona yini into ongathanda ukuthi uyilethe ngaphambi kwenkosi yenkantolo mayelana nodaba lwabo bobabili
In relation specifically to accused number 1,
mayelana nodaba lakamsola oqala oqondile
on the context of investigation.
mayelana nokuphenya kwecala.
Yes.
Yeah, my lord, it will be difficult to answer that question from the top of my head because I will need now to go through the docket to see, for example, what transpired from the 5th. If we interviewed someone, what statements, which is possible that we could have done that, what investigation. So I will have to really rely on the docket to be specific. I can't say from the top of my head.
Okay.
Athi ekuthizeni aphendule malana nalo mbuzo lokho ngendlela eqondile noma ngendlela ekhethekile kumele ukuthi yena-ke ahambe ayofunda-ke idokhethi abuke ukuthi mhlawumbe ngabe yini ekhona ke ngaphakathi kwedocument. Uyasho khona ukuthi mhlawumbe ke kungatholakala ukuthi khona mhlawumbe usesha kwecala kade bekwenza ke lapho noma uphenya kwecala lakhe la bathatha khona ama statement wabantu abathise.
What I can say, although I'm not, and that's why I said, because I'm obvious, I need to answer between the 5th and the 16th, my lord. I do know that investigation took place insofar as whatever we're doing related to the investigation or the corroboration that we wanted to get around accused number 1.
Yes.
What I'm not certain of is whether it falls within these 2 dates of the 5th and the 16th or after. So that's why I'm saying if I have to be specific, then one will have to look at the docket to see the specific dates, my lord.
Atuyazi ukuthi phakathi qhamuka kulanga le 5 zaka June ngomnyaka 2020 kuze kufinye ngelanga la 16 ngenyanga ka June ngomnyaka 2020 bona kade bematasatasa kusenza kuse ubephenya icala lelike kepho yasho khona ukuthi ukuthizeni aphendule ngamashina lombuzo lokade ubuziwe lapho ke kuzomela ukuthi bamvumele isikhathi esanele sokuthi ahambe ke ubuka ke docket lakhe ke abuke ukuthi mhlawumbe ngabe yini ekhona ngaphakathi kwe docket malana nomsolo uqala phakathi kwesikhathi leso wathi ummeli ambuza ngaso.
Yeah, I can agree with you because it's very massive, but I would really appreciate if you can take time to go and just go through your documents so that as we go forward, we don't find ourselves in a situation where we say, no, but I remember, I can now remember, I remember this is what happened, stuff like that, you understand?
Angakuthokozela lokho ukuthi wena kuhambe mnomzana bese ubuke ke docket le bese ulifunde kahle ke uthola ukuthi mhla ngabe yini enzeka lapho ke ngoba akathakafundi sithule singaphansi kwesimo lezo othi wena ke usakhumbula kepha ukhumbula isiqiniseko esigcwele.
I do understand, my lord.
Thank you, sir.
Athi yebo ngiyakuzwa.
Now, fast forward, 16 June 2020, accused number 2 gets arrested. There's a whole lot of investigation that happens around him, which culminated to, and that is on record, which culminated to a confession being made before I think a magistrate, Kronje, and Colonel Rapad, not so. It's just a very brief summary in relation to accused number 2.
But nje ngonciphile ke ngemuva ngelanga la nge-16 zaka June ngomnyaka 2020 umsolo wesibili ke waboshwa ke lapho ke ngemuva uthona ke boshiwe kade kusenza kade nisenza ukuphenya icala leni noma kade niphenya icala lelike bese ngesikhathi kube saphenya icala leli bese yena ke wabuya wenza confession ngaphambi ko magistrate uKronje no Colonel Orapani.
Yes, that is correct, but the sequence of the confession, my lord, the first one on the 19th of June was made to Colonel Rapadio, and then on the 24th of June 2020, then to Magistrate Koronya, my lord.
Athi
On the
yebo
24th.
athi yebo kunjalo ke confession uqala wayenza ngelanga la nge-19 phambi ko Colonel Rapadi bese ke nge-24 wenza confession esibili ke lapho yenza phambi ko Magistrate Rapani no
Kronye.
Kronye.
Thank you for that. And subsequent to that is after the 2 documents or the 2 incidents happened, then the investigation then had to proceed just to try and corroborate the information that you receive and try to get other information and stuff like that, up until such time that the docket was again put before the doors of the shores of the offices of the NPA for a decision, not so. And that's just in summary.
Athi nje ngokunciphile ngemuva ukuthi ke kwenzeka le gameko ezenzeka zama confession malana nomsolo oqala futhi nomsolo esibili ke lapho ke ngesikhathi esikade niseniphenya ke icala leni noma senza ukusesha kwecala leli ke kulana tatha khona ke docket bese animikisa ke lapho ke kuma office ase NPA ekuthizeni maletheleke isinqumo malana nodaba lo docket.
It is so, my lord.
Athi yebo kunjalo.
Now, as I went through the documents, I realized that there were 2 offices of the DPP that were involved here. That's now DPP Johannesburg in the office of the DPP Pretoria. Now, firstly, which DPP was approached for the first time after you have assembled this information and presented to a DPP for a decision probably?
Bathi ke manje siyabona ukuthi ngaphakathi kwedocket leli kunama-office amabili we-DPP, National Prosecuting Authority ke lapho ke i-office laseGoli futhi ne-office la ePretoria. Manje umuzi ukuthi ngesikhathi boqeda ukuthola kulwazi lodunalo mayelana nedocket leli ke ngabe wahamba kuliphi i-office labeshushisi ethize ngokutholeke isinqumo sabo?
It was the Pretoria, my lord, the Pretoria DPP. And my recollection of when we started engaging DPP Pretoria, Advocate Baloyi and the other advocates, were directed to go, I think it would have been early 2019, if not somewhere in December. So, but when the matter started, when we were appointed, at that stage, this docket was under the DPP Johannesburg. We then subsequently then advised that then it's been moved to Pretoria. And that is why there was this meeting of the 26th of January that I testified about 2019, where Brigadier Perumal, myself, went to see Advocate Baloyi with Advocate Leonard and I think Advocate Mahwati and where the other members were. That was, at least I can paste that date to the 26th of January 2019. So going downwards, up to the time when the docket was presented for a decision, it was only Pretoria DPP that we're dealing with, my lord.
Athi ke ekuqaleni idocket likathele lahamba laba ngaphansi kwama-office aseGoli ke bese ngesikhathi ade behamba bona bobuza ke mayelana nalo ke bese babatshela ukuthi idocket leli sele belihambisile ke balethe kuma-office ase-Pretoria we-DPP office futhi i-office labeshushisi bala ePretoria ke. Athi uyakhumbula kahle ukuthi lapho kade kusekupheleni komnyaka ka-2019 uma cabanga kahle mhlawumbe kusho ukuthi kade kuyinyanga kaNovember noma uDisemba ngomnyaka ka-2019 ngesikhathi kade kusenzeka lokho ke bese ke ngelanga lange-26 ngomnyaka ngelanga lange-26 January ngomnyaka 2019, right?
No. I said the docket was given to us in November 2018.
Oh, okay.
And then we met the DPP state. Well, I was in the DPP's office in Pretoria on the 26th of January 2019. And that has been the case up to the time the docket was presented for decision. And such was taken.
Athi ke silungiso lapho ke ngesikhathi idocket leli walimikisa lapho ngomnyaka 2018 kepha ke waya lapho kuma-office ase-DPP kuma-office wabeshushisi ke ngelanga lange-26 ngenyanga kaJanuwari ngomnyaka 2019 la kade hamba khona ke nomnumzana uPeruman futhi nabanye ke ngesikhathi bahlangana nomnumzana Advocate Baloyi ke lapho ke futhi nabanye asebenza nabo ke lapho ngaphansi ku-office labeshushisi balapho ePretoria ngesikhathi bethola khona ke isinqumo salicala le noma se-docket le.
Thank you, Brigadier. So at all material times, when you're saying this was a prosecutor-driven investigation, you're referring to the staff of the DPP at Pretoria?
But to shooting ngesikhathi uthi idocket kade lingaphansi kwabashushisi besenza ucwaningo lawo njengoba besenza ushasha kwabo ke shuthi kade lingaphansi ku-office labeshushisi bala ePretoria.
So no, so I'm referring to both, my lord. Even in Johannesburg, when we were introduced, there were various advocates that were introduced. Advocate Dutoit, I know he was one person was leading. There was Advocate Market. I just forgot the third advocate when we were initially appointed to lead this matter. But insofar as these accused were concerned, they were not relevant at the time because there was no site in terms of pursuing them. When evidence started came up that connects these accused, the matter was now sitting at the DPP in Pretoria, and that was the case up to the time the matter was enrolled, my lord.
Athi ke esikhathini saqala noma eqaleni kwesikhathi ngesikhathi bengenabo abasolwa ngaphansi kwedocket leli kade idocket lingaphansi kwe-office laseGoli labeshushisi lapho uyakhumula kahle ukuthi khona-ke u-Advocate Dutoit futhi nabanye ke kepha ngemuva ukuthi wathuleke ulwazi lolu abalithola ke mayelana nabasolwa abakhona kule cala leli idocket lelo balimikisa balithatha lapha eGoli base baliletha ngapha ke abeshushisi kubashushisi bangapha ke abo-Advocate Baloyi laba kade akhulume ngabo.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now I follow. In essence, 2018, when you received the case docket in November, you were assisted by the office of the DPP in Johannesburg. But when information started to filter in, then the docket was then moved to the office of the DPP in Pretoria. Is that what you're saying?
athi ngabe lokho ukukhuluma ukuthi ngesikhathi bona docket ngomnyaka 2018 ngoNovember kade usizwa ke nomolekelelo kabashushisi abakhulu basegoli bese ngemuva thuthule ke ulwazi lulo walithola ke idocket leli belingaphansi kwehhovisi abashushisi lase Pretoria.
No, it's not what I'm saying, my lord.
Okay.
What I'm saying is the docket get assigned to us on the 12th specific of November 2018. Just a month later, because between January and November to January 2019, it's only 1 month, it's a month
Yes.
of December. On the 26th of January 2019, I found myself with Brigadier Perumal at the DPP of Pretoria. So in that space, in other words, from the 12th of November when we signed for the docket, then there was a directive given by the NDPP that the matter must be removed from Pretoria, from Johannesburg to Pretoria. At that stage, there was no evidence or information pointing to any of these accused. Even in that meeting that we had on the 26th of January 2019, my lord, there was no discussion relating to this accused. It was basically the dissection of what allegations, what does the docket tell us in light of these two conflicting allegations of saying there were no people who came in, no people came in, and what are we pursuing? Brigadier Perumal was there and leading that discussion, my lord. So by the time we met the DPP for the first time on the 26th of January 2020, there was no information insofar as these accused are concerned. There was information that we're following, which took us nowhere, but insofar as all the 5 accused, at that time, there was no such information, my lord.
athi ke lapho ke docket leli wathola ke ngelanga la nge-12 nyanga November ngomnyaka 2018 ngesikhathi wathola docket leli kade ngenalutho olukhuluma khona ke ngaphakathi kwedocket melana nabasola laba bobahlanu ngesikhathi athola idocket leli bese ngelanga la nge-26 ngesikhathi kade yalapho ke kuyisikhathi lesi kade bamtshela ngalo ukuthi idocket sele balitransferile from lapho ekovisi lasegoli ukuletha ngapha ekovisi ase-Pretoria la beshushisi khona ke lapho ke athi kula behamba khona ke noBrigadier Perumal ngesikhathi kade yakhona ke ngelanga la nge-26 kumhlangano waboke kade benawo ke futhi abashushisi abakhulu abakhona ngalapha kwelovisi abashushisa na ePretoria kade futhi ngesikhathi kade kusenzeka lokho ke kade bengenalo ulwazi kade benalo mayelana nabasolwa bonkana abaqhamuka phambi kwenkantolo kepha kade bethola nje ulwazi oluthizeni mhlawumbe ulwazi oluthizeni ngesikhathi kade besala emuva ulwazi lolonke kade kungekho la kade bekhuluma ngabasolwa abaqhamuka phambi kwenkantolo kumanje.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, subsequent to the arrest of accused number 1 and accused number 2, and a certain light at the end of the tunnel started to beam, that's when then you formulated a viewpoint that indeed there was a breakthrough now, because at least we've got something tangible. I just want to understand myself in that context.
athi ngabe kuzusisa yini ukuthi ngemuva ukuthi kutholakale noma kuboshwe kumsolo oqala futhi nomsolo wesibili ke kulane nani athola ke ukukhanya ngohlanga athola ke khona ke yebo ukhanya mara nokuhamba kwenu ubheka phambili ngesikhathi niphengisesha icala leli.
I can agree, my lord, to say we had evidence that connected, obviously, at that time, accused number 1 and 2, but there was a lot of investigation that needed to be followed, and particularly that was now emanating partly on the confession of accused 1, and then subsequently in great length on the confession of accused number 2, my lord.
athi yebo angahambisana nenkulumo yakho ke mail uma ukukhuluma lokho ke kepha ke lokho kwaqhamuka ngemuva ukuthi bona ke bekade besenza ku sesha kuqala noma kade bephinde kuqala leli futhi kwaqhamuka kudaba lo confession eyenziwa komsola oqala futhi nomsola wesibili.
Thank you, Brigadier. Would I be correct, Brigadier, that subsequent to the arrest of accused number 1 and the alleged confession and the pointing out that he made, and arrest of accused number 2, and the alleged confessions that he made, you again approached the office of the DPP for guidance?
Athi-ke umeli ngemuva kokuthi umsolo oqala baboshiwe lapho-ke bese wabuya wenza i-confession yakhe futhi wabuya wakhomba-ke lapho-ke bese ngemuva kwalokho-ke kwaboshwa kumsolo wesibili-ke ngemuva ukuthi umsolo wesibili aboshwe kwenza ama-confession amabili-ke lapho-ke usho ukuthi ngemuva kwalokho kona wahamba wavakasha kuhhovisi labeshushisi ekuthize kutholeke i-guidance noma izeluleko zokuthi kumele usebenze kanjani.
Yeah, so my lord, I can agree that there was a continuous communication between ourselves with the DPP. But the view was not to say we have this prosecute. It was evidence or investigation that still needed to be followed on. But yes, they were kept abreast in terms of where we are. But certain things were too obvious for us to follow. So it will be just to keeping them abreast as we're doing it. You know, we're communicating with that office, and obviously then they will suggest or give opinion in addition to what we're thinking in line of investigation, in light of what we're having at the time.
Athi yebo khona-ke kunjalo kepha ngesikhathi leso bona kade bekhulumisana noma kade beqhumana isikhathi nesikhathi iqembu lakhe futhi nabashushisi abakhulu-ke basehhovisi labeshushisi la ePretoria ngesikhathi lesi kade besenza ukusesha kwecala noma kade bephenya-ke icala leli.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, it is on record that there was a lot of investigation done in this case which related to the downloading of the cell phones of accused number 3, the fact that there was a ballistic analysis that was also done as it allegedly affect accused number 3, and a whole lot of other issues. But at the end of it all, having assembled and also the cell phone data records, that like cell phone communications between the accused themselves and other parties that they could have communicated with. After all that information was assembled, then you approach the office of the DPP Pretoria for a decision as well, not so?
Bathi-ke ngemuva kokuthi lapho nathatha kumakhalekhukhwini kamsolo wakhe bese nathubula-ke konke lonke ulwazi ade likhona-ke ngaphakathi kocingo lwakhe-ke bese nenza futhi ama-ballistic report mayelana nomsola wesithathu-ke lapho noma ama-ballistic report la kade aquketha khona-ke umsola wesithathu-ke lapho-ke futhi nothi nidalode yonke-ke inkulumo ade zikhona phakathi kwabasolwa-ke wena-ke njengomphenyi njengomseshi wecala-ke wahamba futhi wavakasha lapho-ke kuhhovisi labeshushisi abakhulu ekuthizeni kutholeke isinqumo mayelana nokuphenya kwecala.
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
Now, would this be the day on which you went and made a presentation on all the information that you had assembled thus far, or up until that moment?
Manje ummeli yabuza ukuthi ngabe lokhu kumayelana nodaba lolu lwazi kade-ke unalo ngesikhathi buhamba yobatshela noma mhlawumbe ukwenza presentation ngilimi lesingisi-ke nohlamba balethela-ke mayelana nenkulumo yolwazi kade unalo kabashushisi.
Yes, there was a presentation done, my lord, in relation to what we had at the time, and that is, and I'll summarize to say, relating to the accused before court. And obviously, Ms. Kelly Kumalo, as at the time, we felt that she was a trigger point. So there was such a presentation, and subsequent to that, and I've dealt with this part, a decision was taken to move on these 5 accused, and then subsequently, then the warrants were applied, issued, and then the matter was enrolled, my lord.
Athi yebo khona-ke kunjalo kade khona-ke presentation la kade wahamba khona-ke wabese wamnikisa wotshela-ke abashushisi abakhulu mayelana nolwazi kodwa nalo-ke ngesikhathi ade sesha icala leli-ke uyasho khona nje ukuthi kula khona-ke kwabakhipha-ke ama-warrant bese ba-authorize bese bavuma ukuthi yebo akuhanje kuboshwa-ke abantu laba-ke futhi athi ngesikhathi leso futhi noKelly Khumalo naye igama lakhe laqhamuka ngesikhathi kusenzeka konke lokhu.
Thank you. This presentation, remember you are the one who introduced us to the concept of presentation that you made to the office of the DPP, not so?
Kumuthi wena uqhamukene ligama leli bathi presentation le owahamba khona ke utshela abashushisi malana naloku kade unakho ke noma mhlawumbe yobabukisa malana nakho konke kade unakho malana necala leli akusinjalo.
No, no, my lord. It was introduced by Advocate Mnisi. The term presentation, just the question before this, is the one that said there's a presentation. What I agree on is that there was a presentation made to the DPP, so I didn't think that perhaps one should focus on the word presentation. The summary of facts of the docket was presented to the DPP in the form of a memorandum, and that's how we do it, where we summarize all the facts, but in a written document. Who will be the witnesses, what is the evidence, you forward it to the DPP, then you get a formal communication, my lord.
Athi lapho ke umnomzana umnisi oqhamukene ligama elithi presentation athi bona ke uma bemikisa ke udaba lwawo mhlawumbe idocket lapho kuma shushisa abakhulu ke lapho mhlawumbe malana nolwazi abanalo lapho ke athi babhala ke memorandum usithi mhlawumbe into esingaze siyibukise njengento sithi mhlawumbe incwadi nje noma ipheshana elincane la babhala khona ke malana nodaba lwenkulumo abanazo ke uma bebhalela ikuvisa abashushisa abakhulu ke lokuthi yilokho abanako futhi nabafakazi abanako bazoza bakhulume ngalokho nalokho ya ilokho nje kuphela.
Thank you, Brigadier. You know, when we dealt with this issue on when I did the case on behalf of accused number 3, and we touched base on this presentation, I never had it in mind that you were talking about the memorandum. I thought that you went to the office of the DPP, you went into a boardroom, and the gurus and the big heads at the office of the DPP got in there, and then they said, Mr. Keninda, the rostrum is yours. Can you please tell us what you have in relation to this case, Doge? I thought that is how it happened. But now you're saying it was only in a form of a memorandum.
Athi ke ummeli kade angazi ukuthi uma uqhuma ngepresentation ethi uqhuma ngememorandum uthi mhlawumbe wayenza ngohlelo obabiza uthi memorandum yena bathi nomcabango ukuthi uma uqhuma ngepresentation uthi wahamba lapho kwaya ku-office labashushisa abakhulu ngesikhathi ufika lapho ke bese wangena igumbi elikhethekile ababiza ukuthi boardroom ngelimi lesingisi ke ngesikhathi athu lapho bese wathi umnumzana ubrigadier ke ngoba unolwazi oluthize onalo ke lapho ke cela ukuthi usitshele malana nakho konke onakho.
No, I think, my lord, then perhaps there may have been a misunderstanding if that's the impression that was given. It was, the presentation, a memorandum was drafted, and then it was presented with the original docket to the DPP. And after the advocates, the DPP read, I suppose, then applied their mind, a communication was then communicated to me to say we're indicting the following accused on the following charges, in terms of the normal procedure, my lord.
Thank you.
Athi lapho ke uqala mhlawumbe ukungazwana ade khona phakathi kommeli futhi naye ke ufakazi ngoba athi presentation yakhe yena ke wayenza ngohlelo abayibiza ukuthi memorandum la kade abhale khona ke phansi futhi ngesikhathi bekabhala kade kuphelekezwa i-original docket ngesikhathi kade amikisa konke lolu lwazi lakhe kade alibhalile lapho kuma-office abashushisa abakhulu ke bese athi abashushise kade bekhona lapho ke bahlala phansi bese bafaka umcabango wabo lapho ke bese athi asiqhubekeni ke sithweseni ke abacala noma asiqhubekeni.
Thank you. So that we do not get ourselves confused, not ourselves, so that I do not get confused again. Now, we have made mention of the fact that when the matter landed on the shores of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutor, Pretoria, on the 26th of January 2019, yourself, Brigadier Perumal, you saw Advocate Baloyi, the lead prosecutor in this case, Advocate Leonard, and Advocate Mahwata. Now, when you say you saw them, what do you mean? Was that for purposes of presenting something, or you had a roundtable discussion with them?
Bathi ukhulume ukuthi ngelanga la nge-26 ngonyaka kajana ngomnyaka 2019 ngesikhathi idocket le noma mhlawumbe lapho kuma-office ase-DPP lapho kuma-office abashushisi la uthize khona kodwa wahamba nomnumzana uBrigadier Perumal ngesikhathi bothi nabona-ke umnumzana Advocate Baloyi futhi umnumzana uLeonard futhi umnumzana uMahwata ukuthi mhlawumbe wabona ngeso lenyama noma kazi babone ngalo.
So what I mean, my lord, is that firstly, that was the first time we introduced formally, beside knowing the advocates maybe on various matters, insofar as this matter, that was the first time we were meeting as a team with that prosecutorial team, my lord.
athi lapho ke nanoma mhlambe sele wahlangana naye ke umnomzana oku-advocate kule cala leli noma mhlambe okumholi wabashushisi kule cala leli ke noma wahlangana naye okuleli cala leli ecanti mhlambe ngelanga leli bekaqala ukuhlangana naye malana nale cala leli lokho akusukuthi mhlambe akakaze ahlangane naye malana namanye ke amacala.
And that's why, my lord, I think I did testify as well that in that meeting, the two members, this is now Warrant Officer Makubo and Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi, were also present. I think we found them there, myself and Brigadier Perumal. My recollection, I think we would have found them there.
Uthi ngokukhumbula kwakho ukuthi mhlambe Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi no Warrant Officer Makubo bawathola lapho sele bakhona ke yena ke no Brigadier Perumal ngesikhathi kade beya lapho ke bevakasha kuma office wabashushisi.
Now, subsequent, my lord, obviously to the, because I do recall that in that meeting, the Brigadier took an exception in terms of the protocol, the discipline that he was of the view was not being followed. But subsequent to that, the two members left, and then myself and Brigadier Perumal remained with the investigation, with the prosecutorial team, and that is where now basically the concept of whether they were intruders, because that was really the first day that I can place ourselves with the new prosecutorial team, was then discussed to say, based on the docket, we think they were intruders, and these are the reasons. And then obviously the way forward was then discussed. So it was, and I'm trying to summarize it. So it was the first encounter between ourselves and the prosecutors in charge of this matter, my lord.
Athi xa mhlawumbe kathi uthi isikhathi sokuqala la kade ahlangana khona ke lethimba labashushisi abakhona ke kuleli cala leli ngelanga lelo kade behlangane ngalo ngelanga la nge-26 ngenyanga kaJanuwari ngomnyaka ka-2019 la iqembu leli abashushisi kade liholwa khona ke umnomzana okhona ke namuhla lana phambi kwenkantolo oshushisa icala leli ke u-Advocate Baloyi uyasho khona nje kade kukhona ke abanye amaphoyisa lapho ke agcina ke ehamba ngendaba zemhlanga kade bengaphethe kahle ke kepha uthina ke ngesikhathi kade bebuka ke i-document leli docket leli ke kulabo athi khona ke bafunda khona ke bese banikeza izathu zabo zokuthi abantu laba abantu abangena ngaphakathi endlini besebenza kubudedingu noma mhlawumbe benza ukudlame lobo akade bebenza lapho ke bese babuya futhi banikeza ke izathu zabo zokuthi kungani kade besho kanjalo lapho kade sele nomnumzana uBrigadier Perumal.
Yes, and this point, my lord, of saying the allegation of whether they were intruders or not intruders was discussed because the two members, my recollection, were in that meeting when the Brigadier was there and myself. It was made loud and clear that their view is that there were no intruders. And at that time, as I've said, that was the first time I actually saw at a glance, at a distance, the docket 3751 of 2019, not perusing it, but I saw it because then it was, reference was made to it to say, no, there's a defeating docket, there were no intruders. And obviously there were a clash of protocols as the Brigadier felt, you know, he's the senior person, and you know, I don't want to get to that, but that concept, my lord, was, that allegation was raised, and then when, after the two members left, then the Brigadier, based on the docket, and we presented on what is contained in the docket, and then the way forward of investigating, and then we left, my lord, with that mandate of doing investigation and copying and keeping the communication channels open as and when the investigation was carrying on.
Athi lapho ke kungaso lesikhathi kade bebonkana bona ke bezesiphoyisa lapho ke ngaphambi ukuthi amaphoyisa la amabili ke ahambe khona ke noma ngaphambi ukuthi bona ke yena ke futhi nombrigadier Perumal bathathe ke isinqumo sokuthi abahlale phansi ke baqhubeka nomhlangano wabo ke ngesikhathi kade bengaboni ngasonye kade bekhuluma ukuthi mhlawumbe abantu laba ngabe mhlawumbe igebengu igilamkhuba ezazingenela ngaphakathi kulela khaya leliyana bese zadala ke lobugebengu ezabudala noma kade kusenzekani khona lapho ke bezathi ngemuva kwalokho ke ubrigadier Perumal futhi naye ke ufakazi kulabo thatha khona ke isinqumo sokuthi abahlale phansi ke bese bapresent malana nodaba abanalo noma malana nolwazi abakade banalo futhi bamikise izathu zabo ke lapho ke uyasho futhi khona njalo ukhulumile ngedocket leli ababiza ukuthi 375 of 1 of 2019 uthi nasile walibona nje kancane kepha akazalibukisise lonkana ngaphakathi.
Thank you, Brigadier. You say in the midst of the discussion, Buthelezi and actually when you arrived, we are now talking about the 26th of January 2019, when yourself and Brigadier Perumal arrived at the offices of the DPP, Buthelezi and Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi and Warrant Officer Makubo were already there.
Ngawuthize ngesikhathi kade lifika ngelanga la nge-26 nevakashela ihhovisi labashushisi abakhulu la ePretoria nathola khona-ke uLieutenant Colonel Buthelezi futhi no-warrant officer Makhubo sele bakhona lapho-ke.
Yes, that's my recollection, my lord. I do know that previously I said I do not know whether we found them there or they would have arrived after that. But my recollection is we found them there, my lord, and then we found them seated, and then we were allowed also to sit with the prosecutorial team.
Athi yebo khona kunjani nomcabango wakhe ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambi bona ababathola sele bakhona lapha noma engenazo isiqiniseko ukuthi yibona abafika qala noma Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi futhi no-warrant officer Makhubo abafika qala noma bafika ngemuva ukuthi sele bafikile lapho-ke kepha bahlala phansi bonkana bese bakhuluma futhi neqembu labashushisi.
Now that you're saying your recollection says that you found them there, were they in a company of the prosecutorial team? That's now Advocate Baloyi, Advocate Leonard, Advocate Makwata. Were they busy in a discussion when you arrived?
Njengoba uthizena abathola sele bakhona-ke lapho-ke uLieutenant Colonel Buthelezi futhi no-warrant officer Makhubo ngabe kade behlezi neqembu labashushisi bekhulumisana nalo noma?
My lord, the impression I got is that we just arrived, we were following each other within few seconds, because the impression I got is that they would have arrived just maybe a few minutes before us, and I think it was just at an early discussion. I may be wrong, because like I said, I don't know what time they arrived. All I know is that we found them there, and then after we joined them, we got into the two dockets, the 375 and this matter.
Athi yebo-ke khona njalo abathola sele bakhona-ke lapho-ke kepha akazi ukuthi mhlawumbe abathola sele benesikhathi esingangani bengaphakathi mhlawumbe bafika lapho-ke benemizuzu noma mhlawumbe benemizuzwana sele befikile kepha ngesikhathi ade behlezi lapho-ke phansi kelapho kade bekhuluma khona-ke bonkana fo neqembu amaphoyisa noma abaseshi bezesiphoyisa futhi-ke neqembu labashushisi ade behlezi phansi bekhulumisana khona-ke lapho-ke mayelana namadokethi amabili-ke lapho idokethi leli singalo phambi kwenkantolo njengamanje futhi nelinye-ke idokethi ka-375.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, just to have a clearer picture, at this point in time, because you're speaking of a docket that you were able to identify at a distance, at the glance, the split in the team that you have been referring to, had it already occurred, or you were still working as a team?
Bathi mayelana nedocket leli sibili kokukhuluma ngalo thina alibonela-ke ekudeni kancane-ke ngabe mhlawumbe mayelana neqembu leli ngabe besele liqhiphuke phakathi ngesikhathi leso noma belingakaqhiphuki phakathi?
No, I think we're still communicating, my lord, but the cracks were already there.
Yeah.
It was clear, because as I indicated, my lord, previous evidence is that even when this docket was opened, I only got aware after it was registered that there is such a docket. And as I say, the first time I saw it was, and not actually really perusing it, seeing it at a distance, was at the table of the DPP. And then really the first time where I had to see what is contained in the docket, it's when it was ordered by the previous presiding officer, my lord, that it must be disclosed to the defense, and we were then tasked with Advocate Baloyi and the DPP to actually get it and disclose it to the defense. So that was much later in the years. So the split, the cracks were there, but going down, I think a couple of months from there, it was a complete separation, my lord.
Athi lapho kade khona-ke ama-cracks noma kade khona kungaboni ngasonya phakathi kwabo njengeqembu lezesiphoyisa njengeqembu labaseshi bezesiphoyisa-ke lapho-ke kepha kade benako ukuzwananyana okuncane ngesikhathi kade behlezi lapho kuma-officer wabashushisi abakhulu-ke lapho-ke futhi kasho khona njalo ithi mayelana nedokethi leli kade akhulumile ngalo ka-375 bekaqala ukulibona-ke lapho-ke futhi walibonela ekudeni kade angaliboneli-ke eduze futhi akaze alifunde ngaphakathi abone ukuthi ngabe yini ebhaliwe ngaphakathi noma kade kuyini engabhaliwe ngaphakathi kwale dokethi lelo-ke kepha-ke inkosi yenkantolo kade ihlezi kulicala leli eyasho khona njalo ukuthi idokethi labalilethele enkantolo futhi balifunde bonkana lenkantolo kulawa khona kwathola khona-ke isikhathi sokuthi abuke mayelana noqukethwe ngaphakathi kule dokethi lelo.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, when you went to the office of the DPP on the 26th of January 2019, you then found Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi and Warrant Officer Makhubo there. Was this a coincidence, or there was a prior arrangement as a team that on that day you needed to go and see the office of, that you needed to go and you needed go to the office of the Director of Public Prosecution, Pretoria.
bathi-ke ngelanga lange-26 ngenyanga kaJanuwari ngomnyaka ka-2019 ngesikhathi benivakasha kuma-ofisi abashushisi abakhulu abala ePretoria-ke ngabe kade kuyinto mhlawumbe engajwayelekile mhlawumbe kade kuyinto eyenzeka ngendlela engajwayelekile ukuthi uhlangane no-Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi futhi noRani Makhubo khona lapho-ke noma mhlawumbe yinto selena ikhuluma qala emalangeni andlule.
My Lord, I do not recall, as I indicated, at that time, Brigadier Perumal was appointed as the lead, and that's why he got hold of me and he tried to get hold of the members and then subsequently say, we need to go and see the DPP so that he can place himself on record and, and make them aware that he is going to be part of the investigation and taking the matter forward. So I do not know whether between him, it may have come up when he spoke to them telephonically. I don't know, my Lord. But there was no arrangement made by me for them to be there, my Lord.
Athi lapho-ke ngeke abe nalo kulwazi ukuthi mhlawumbe lokho kwenzeka kanjani-ke ngesikhathi ukuthi ngesikhathi kade behamba behlangana futhi nabanye-ke abasebenza nabo Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi futhi no-Warrant Officer Makhubo ngesikhathi ebe lapho-ke kuma-ofisi abashushisi abakhulu la ePretoria ngoba athi isathu sakhe na-ke lapho-ke kade kuwukuthi umnumzana uBrigadier Perumal bekumele ukuthi ahambe ayotshela abashushisi abakhulu bala ePretoria abakade bephethe idocket leli-ke ukuthi naye-ke omunye wethimba labaseshi becala leli. Yasho khona ukuthi mhlambe ngabe yena-ke waxhumana nabo ocingweni mhlambe abashayela ngaphambi ukuthi bona uyena-ke ufakazi lo nokhona phambi kwenkosi enkantolo ahambe aye khona lapho-ke ngoba ukuthi akanalo ulwazi ukuthi konke lokho kwenzeka kanjani kepha bafica bekhona lapho kuma-ofisi wabashushisi.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now you're saying in the course of the discussion, like in the middle of the discussion, the two, Warrant Officer Makhubo and Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi, then opted to leave. They decided to leave the meeting when it was still happening. Did I get it clear there?
Athi manje ummeli ngabe kuzwe kahle ukuthizeni wena uthize uWarrant Officer Makhubo futhi nomunye umnumzana uButhelezi bona bathatha isinqumo sokuthi abahambe-ke umhlangano nosiloko uhlezi besawuhleli noma ngesikhathi kade niqoqa umhlangano wenu bona-ke bathatha isinqumo sokuthi kumele bahambe.
Yes, my Lord, as much as I may not recall word for word what was said, but they left while the meeting was on, and they left us there. So we carried on with Brigadier Perumal and the prosecutors. So the two left us there, my Lord.
Athi yebo kunjalo amaphoyisa la amabili-ke ayihambela lapho-ke nanoma ngekhe akhumbula amagama ashiwo kulo mhlangano ngaphambi ukuthi amaphoyisa amabili-ke lawo ahambeke bese na-ke ufakazi futhi noBrigadier uPerumal basala nethimba labashushisi ngesikhathi belapho kulo mhlangano wabo.
Now, as a participant in the meeting, if you were to tell this court what necessitated their departure, what would you say?
Manje njengomunye kade ukhona-ke wethimba lezesiphoyisa noma ithimba labaseshi noma ithimba labeshushisi noma ithimba labaseshi becala vele noma uphenye kwecala-ke ungatshela inkantolo ukuthi yini eyaphoqa ethizeni egcine behamba.
My Lord, my recollection, and I think I may have touched base on it before, was that Brigadier Perumal took an exception about what he viewed as ill discipline in terms of the protocol, because there's command and control structure. He was the senior person, and the arrangement should have been made through him. It's a protocol. There's nothing unusual unto that. So the fact that they were found there, and I know also that he was struggling, because up to that stage, he wanted to get the 375 docket in order to advise the National Commissioner of what was contained there, based on the mandate that was given. And I do recall that he faced a challenge in receiving that docket or the copy thereof from the members.
Uyasho khona njalo ngeke abe sakhumbula kahle ukuthi mhlawumbe yini esathu esenzeka lapho-ke kepha-ke njengokuthi umnumzana uBrigadier Perumal kade kuyena-ke omkhulu noma induna kade ikhona-ke phakathi kwabo-ke lapho-ke noma noma iphoyisa elikhulu phakathi kwabo bonkana lapho-ke ngesikhathi kade bekhona-ke lapho-ke uyasho ukuthi khona njalo-ke yena-ke wabona njengamaphoyisa angayiphethe kahle ngoba kukhona-ke iprotocol ekumele ukuthi bayilandele mhlawumbe umthetho kumele ukuthi bawulandele njengamaphoyisa futhi lapho basebenza ngokwey'khundla zabo ukuthi iphoyisa elincane kumele lilalele ipholisa ekhulu bese iphoyisa elikhulu nje iphoyisa elincane kumele lenzeni lapho-ke uyasho khona ukuthi uBrigadier Perumal lapho-ke bekafisa noma bekafuna ukuletha idocket lela ka-375 ku-National Commissioner mayelana nalo bese athole isinqumo sakhe ukuthi bese athole-ke uvo lokuthi kumele benze njani-ke mayelana nedocket lelo-ke.
Yes, my Lord. So in summary, as much as I may not recall word for word, he was not happy with the conduct, perhaps let me put it that way, of the two members.
athi njengokunciphile kade engayijabulele neze indlela abezesiphoyisa ababili kade beyiphethe ngayo.
Thank you, Brigadier. Just be rest assured, this is not an indictment on anyone. I just want to know the background, you understand? Thank you. Now, it seems to me that already on this date, there was another case docket that was being investigated parallel to the one that you are also investigating also.
Athi ke manje kuyena ke ummeli kujankala ukuthi ngalo lelanga leli kade khona ke enye docket kade nisenza ke ukusesha noma kade niphenya mayelana nayo kuhambisana futhi necala leli noma nedocket leli kade unalo kuwena akusinjalo.
Yes, it is so, my lord, but it is also prudent to mention that the matter that relates to the death of Senzo Meyiwa, it's only the matter that is before court. The matter that was investigated by the two members relates to the docket that was opened somewhere in January in 2019. There is no assertion that the deceased was killed on that date. He was killed on the 26th of October 2016. And that docket relates to defeating charges insofar as I can recall, insofar as the charges. But yes, there was, to answer the advocate, there was a docket that was said to be investigated by the two members parallel to this one, my lord.
Athi yebo kepha kukhumbule khona njalo ukuthi mayelana necala leli esingalo phambi kusenkantolo yilona kade bephenya lona ke yena ufakazi kepha ke abezesiphoyisa laba ababili ke bona kade bephenya ke icala leli la ngo-2019 la ka-275 lapho khona ke kade bethwesa noma kade bephenya icala lokugwema kusebenza kwendlela yezomthetho.
You know, Brigadier, when I'm telling myself that I'm working with you, then you're leaving me in the lurch. Now, you saying there's no other docket that was investigated in relation to the death of Senzo Meyiwa except the one that you were investigating. Now, the question that immediately comes to my mind is, what was the context or the content within which this other case docket that was investigated by, or that you saw at the office of the DPP on that day, within what context was it being investigated? Was it not in relation to the death of Senzo Meyiwa as well?
Manje kuyakuza ukuthi malana idocket leli lesibili ke walibona lapho kuma office abashushisa abakhulu ke DPP ngesikhathi kade uneqembu leli abashushisa abakhona phambi kusenkantolo futhi nethimba lakho leziphoyisa ke ngabe idocket lelo kade lingekho ngokuthi kuphenywe malana nokushona kwakaSenzo Meyiwa.
No, my lord. So what I'm saying is,
Yes.
the matter, and I'm talking now the facts, factual facts. What you have, the crime scene that relates to the death of Senzo Meyiwa occurred on the 26th of October 2014. There is no other scene other than that scene. So that is the basis of why we are before court, my lord.
Athi lapho cha akusinjalo ke ngoba uSenzo Meyiwa washona ngelanga la nge-26 ngenyanga October ngomnyaka 2014 futhi yona ke isona ke sathu silesi esenza ukuthi sibe lapha kusenkantolo njengamanje.
Now, relating to this docket 375, my lord, that was opened in January 2019. What I do know, because I've then since had an opportunity to look at it, my lord, it relates to allegations that the witnesses or the people who were inside the house lied when they said they were intruders. So it seems to suggest that there were no intruders and the deceased was killed by one of the people who was inside the house. That's what it seems to suggest. But the charge there is one of defeating and not murder. And that is why I'm saying the murder docket, and I'm speaking to murder in terms of its definition. The person that was killed is Senzo Robert Meyiwa, and the date of the incident is 26 October 2014, not 2019. That is why I'm saying in 2019, a defeating docket was opened for the witnesses who are the people who are inside the house in this matter, my lord.
Athi lapho ke asikhumbule into yodwa ukuthi idocket leli esingalo noma esikulona njengamanje lapha kusenkantolo ke idocket lecala lenzeka ngelanga la nge-26 ngenyanga October ngomnyaka 2014 la kwabulawa khona ke uSenzo Robert Meyiwa bese uyabuya futhi ukukhuluma nodaba lo docket lesibili ke ukuthi idocket lesibili lavula lona ke ngenyanga January ngomnyaka 2019 la kade bethi khona ke kade besola khona ke mkade benentsholo khona ke ukuthi ke abantu bonkala kade bekhona ngaphakathi phakathi kulo muzi kade beqambe amanga bengakhulumile iqiniso futhi ade begwema ukusebenza kwengalo yomthetho mayana ukukhuluma iqiniso la ukuthi ngabe kahle kahle yini eyenzeka ngelanga leliyanda nge-14 nge-26 zaka-October ngomnyaka 2014.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, as I understand you, is that if I were to call it that way, the reason for the cracks to happen in the investigating team is because some members of the investigating team held the view that at the same scene, on the same date, which is the 26th of October 2014, there were no intruders. The death of Senzo Meyiwa was caused by a person that was or by one of the people that was in the house. Whilst the other view that was held by the other section of the investigating team is that on the same scene, on the same date, there were intruders. Should I understand the whole context of the existence of these two dockets in that fashion?
Athi-ke ummeli manje uthanda ukuthi abuzeke ekuthizeni mhlawumbe azwisiseke lamadokethi amabili-ke ngendlela-ke ukuthi kade angafani-ke kuwukuthi mhlawumbe ithimba leli noma into eyakhokhela mhlawumbe into eyadala ukuthi kube neqhephuka phakathi kwithimba lenu njengabaseshi bamaphoyisa-ke kuwukuthi amabanye amaphoyisa kade-ke bona-ke bethi lapho-ke akukho umuntu owangena nomhlawumbe igebengu ezangena ngaphakathi kulo muzi kulela khaya leliya bese zadubula-ke umufi kepha-ke bathi bona-ke umuntu owadubula-ke umufi ngabe kade kuwumunye wabantu ade bekhona-ke ngaphakathi kula muzi loyana-ke kepha kulunye uhlangothi-ke ithimba leziphoyisa bathi bona-ke nomthimba labaseshi lithi khona-ke lapho-ke my apologies my lord, I couldn't get the whole.
The other section of the investigating team
yes
holds or held the view that there were indeed intruders.
Lapho-ke, thank you counsel, lapho khona-ke elinye ithimba labaseshi becala bathi khona-ke bona-ke basothi kade khona-ke abantu nomhlawumbe igebengu ezazingenela kuloya muzi.
So, my lord, I'll answer it this way. Yes, I agree there were two, there's this docket 375, but I wouldn't attribute the separation to this view or this different understanding of what really happened.
Athi yebo khona-ke kungaba njalo kepha ngeke ahambisane nenkulumo yakho ngokugcwele ukuthi wena-ke mhlawumbe kade khona kungaboni mhlawumbe ukubona-ke ngendlela ezimbili phakathi kwalecala.
And I'm saying that with greatest respect, my lord. I think it boils down to discipline, in my view, because even if you differ with your superior, I've not seen a situation when you differ with your superior and then you'll take things and go to, I don't know to what office. There's a protocol, there are measures in place, and the directive that was given to us, me as the leading investigating officer, these members was that I'm the leading investigating officer. The team that is supposed to guide us in this investigation was one team that we ended up with, and that is the one with Advocate Baloyi was part of. At no stage did this prosecutorial team said we must be separated. We were there. All that needed to be done was to present the evidence, and then we get guidance from the NPA based on the evidence, not opinion of what I think, based on the evidence that we've collected, and then they make a decision, and then you take the matter forward, if there is evidence to take it forward, my lord.
Athi cha lapho-ke akusinjalo-ke uma angayibika ngale ndlela lelandelayo kuthi kukuthi khona lapho kade khona kungayiphathi kahle-ke phakathi kwethimba lakhe lezesiphoyisa leli kade besesha icala leli ngoba khona-ke khona-ke umgwaqo nomhlawumbe umthetho kumele ukuthi bawulandele lapho uma ngabe besebenza khona-ke lapho-ke akusukuthi mhlawumbe omncane iphoyisa elincane kwamele liphikisane nephoyisa elikhulu kulona-ke futhi uthena-ke imbangela yalokho kukuthi amaphoyisa la ithimba lakhe kade ngayiphethe kahle ngoba kade kuye-ke kade ahola-ke ithimba lakhe labaseshi becala leli-ke futhi asho khona ukuthi kuyizathu leso esenza ukuthi bahambe baye kumahhovisi wabashushisi abakhulu-ke futhi ekuthizeni bathole-ke indlela yokusebenza ukuthi bangasebenza kanjani mhlawumbe izeluleko zokuthi bangasebenza kanjani eziqhamuka kwithimba labeshushisi.
And my lord, in addition to that, I've indicated previously right at the inception, rather after we appointed, and after I've made copies to all different members, to say, what is it that informed me at that stage, because that part was important to look as to whether they were intruders or no intruders. And I've allowed this exercise to all the members to say, let's go and read the docket separately and come together to address the issue of whether do we think the evidence contained in the docket indicates that there were no intruders or there were intruders. Because after we've answered that answer, my lord, of giving an answer to that question, then the next thing will be the direction of the investigation, whether we are pursuing the people who are inside the house or we are looking for the intruders. Now, I've also testified, my lord, that after reading the docket, and I've given numerous reasons of things that I found, I could find no basis that there were no intruders, but contrary to that, there were intruders, my lord. I found it in terms of objective evidence, and I found it in terms of Mr. Ngashe, the senior, the warrant officer, who says in his statement he blew a whistle and one of his sons were chasing the perpetrators. You know, they chased them to the park and came back. That evidence was there. Now, on what basis can I ignore this? And I'm simply giving the background to say why was this view and why I didn't agree with this view. So my view is that you investigate, my lord, with greatest respect. You present the evidence to the NPA, which was available to us. And if the NPA had said to us, no, there were no intruders indeed, we're going with 375, that would have been the position that I would have had to respect, if I think it's correct, of course.
Athi lapho ke ngemuva kokuthi kuyatholeke idocket leli wahlala phansi nethimba lakhe ngesikhathi bekahlala phansi nethimba lakhe bese wabanikeza amakhophi ukuthi nabo bahambe bofunda ke bese babuye futhi ade benombuzo ukuthi ngabe lapho kade kwangena igila mkhuba noma kaze kungena igila mkhuba ngesikhathi ade bebuka ke docket leli bese wade waceda abahambe bofunda ke docket leli ke bese babuye bakhuluma malana nalokho bona abakuzwisisayo malana ngemuva kokufuna idocket leli kepha uyasho khona njalo makhuluma kufakazi bakuthi kulapho khona futhi ngesikhathi bahlangana nabashushisa bekhulu ke bethimba labeshushisi abafunda khona ke nedocket leli abanalo njengamanje ke lapho ke ngoba khona ke umnumzana unqashe la wakhuluma khona ukuthi wayena ukhalisa ke impempe lapho ke ngemuva kokuthi akhalisa impempe bese indodana yakhe yagijimisa ke labantu abadebengene ngaphakathi kuleli khaya lelana ngesikhathi kade kusenzeka lobugebengu noma ngesikhathi kade kudaba kusenzeka lo dlame lolu ke lapho kuleli khaya leli kade kwenzeka khona ke isigameko leso ke.
Thank you, Brigadier. I would have imagined when the gentleman and the lady there, the Warrant Officer Makubo and Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi left the office, they had their head bowed down and probably throwing tantrums and saying, I see a hamba tina yiko lento le. On that note, Manot, I'm going to request that we take an adjournment for the day.
Okay, what's the time now?
I don't know how much
21 minutes
is the
past
time.
1, my lord.
Oh,
21.
Minutes past 1.
So when do we come back?
13:21.
13.
Yeah,
21.
13:21.
Okay, thanks. 13:21 then.
we're coming back tomorrow, my lord.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Why so early?
I have, as I've indicated earlier on, my lord, there's a record that I need to go touch base on a subject that we had left hanging in relation to the minutes and the evidence that is as it relates to what could have happened at Torko. Thank you, my lord.
The state also view.
Well, we are in the hands of counsel, my lord. We are not going to object.
Akaqala khona njalo umsolo uqala ukuthi lapho futhi nesithathu ukuthi athole isikhathi lesi ukuthi ahambe ufunda mayana nofakazi lo kade bekhuluma ngabo ke manje nezinto ezenzeka ngesikhathi kade umsola lapho eClarkhof lejele la khona ke ngoba ufuna ukuthi masibuya kusasa ke siqedele udaba lolo ke bese uhlangothi lwezombuso nabo ukuthi alenayo inkinga uma basesimisa ke namuhla malana ngehlelo lokuqapha uqala leli.
Me, Mr. Nisa, I thought you had read all the records. I thought you had read all the records of this trial.
Indeed so, my lord.
So what are you going to check? Because you know what you're going to check. You
No,
must have read it.
But really, the court, Marot, would really be expecting the impossible to. I'm not a computer in the head. I still need to go and redefine my reading, and that is going to happen frequently. I just need to be sincere with the court, Marot, because I could not have recorded in this little head of mine more than 40,000 pages of information. My head would have busted.
Mr. Ramsipili.
As the court cases, my lord, I'm not going to object.
Why are you not going to object?
My lord, if it takes a toll on my learned colleague and he needs to verify his information, who am I to buy him from doing that, my lord? So I suggest that it's good and proper that he be afforded an opportunity, my lord, to re-familiarize himself with the information that he wants to give, my lord.
Mr. Mamalo.
I have no objection, my lord. Thank you.
Why?
My colleague is requesting an adjournment.
Okay. Let's adjourn until tomorrow. Mr. Nisi says he's still is going to read the record.
Asiqabela nomzana manje inkosi enkantolo iqale yahlekiselela ngalakusasa ngoba ummeli ufuna ukuthi ahambe ayofunda mayelana nakho konke okushicilelwe phansi la enkantolo.
Okay, tomorrow then. Are you available?
Manje ubuya
Yes, I am.
kusasa.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.